Ladies and gentlemen, our eminent speaker, Mr. Pradipto Bhowmick, is Global Project Manager, Cabinet's nVent SCHROFF. As the Product Marketing Manager Railways, Mr. Pradipto drives growth initiatives, develop and maintain a strategic product roadmap with agile frameworks for SCHROFF Railways products globally, spearheading the regional markets through global manufacturing setup in Bischoff, Zovino, Warwick, Bangalore, and Quingao coordinate centralized new product development is a quintessential part of his activities. Additionally, liaising with product marketing and e-commerce teams globally and corresponding demand generation activities for railways, SG core networks, and past storage markets helps him gather the rail next trends and corresponding challenges. A very warm welcome to you, sir.
Good morning or good afternoon to all my railway colleagues who are attending this virtual webinar hosted by Rail Expo. It's our pleasure to address you today to discuss how nVent SCHROFF is enabling OEMs to transition from legacy railways to the next-gen connected railways with its innovative and futuristic electronic enclosures. I am Pradipto Bhowmick, and I'm eager to discuss with you today how we see the trends emerging in the next generation railways and explore how we can collectively propose solutions to the biggest challenges. As the product marketing manager for Railways Vertical, I aim to engage with leaders in railways, 5G core networks, and power storage managers to gather their views on how the industry is taking shape and what would be the game changers in the recent future. To start off, I'd like to give you a small introduction to who nVent and SCHROFF is. As you can see on your screen, nVent is a trusted railway supplier partner globally with 80 plus manufacturing services and multiple sales distribution centers. We have manufacturing locations in America, Europe, APAC, and IMEA. Global presence is important for railways market. Having people on the ground in each region adds to our credibility of being a global supplier partner. We have a worldwide footprint. nVent manufactures railway markets related products at multiple locations globally. And the facilities are with quality certifications with ISO 9001, International Railway Industry Standards, IRIS. Whatever the need may be around the world, we can meet them. If you need a domestically produced product, we can do that. If foreign-made products are more suitable for a particular market, we can supply the products manufactured in China or India, which may either offer a price advantage or provide more proximity to the global engineering team for our OEMs. The next slide shows you the offering expanse of nVent SCHROFF. nVent SCHROFF enclosure protects critical railway electronic systems in all avenues, maybe trackside, onboard, wall mount, in-tunnel applications, on-platform applications, etc. To start off, I'd like to provide an understanding of how building of a standard modular platform enables nVent to differentiate from its competitors. Building of standard modular platform means an enclosure can be modified to meet an application requirement and produced globally. We're seeing more and more globalization and standardization of solutions for rolling stock and signaling. Based on standard off-the-shelf parts with modifications means shorter design life cycles versus a build-to-print scenario. Key word here is scalable. This translates to cost effectiveness and efficiency. The extent to which the modular platforms can be configured to meet very specific needs is incremental. This means that we're not recreating a design locally with a build-to-print solution, but leveraging a globally producible and locally supported solution. Let's discuss the next-gen trends and challenges. Steady increase in rail passengers has resulted in higher demand for rolling stock availability and also rail traffic congestion. More and more passengers, hours transported means we need better traffic management systems. More trains entering and leaving the station means we need more sophisticated communication systems between the control center and the train. Higher speeds of trains should come with higher reliability. That means less number of accidents. This would mean more safety features built into the transport infrastructure and more automation to reduce human error. Thus, Railways is moving towards more automation, and nVent enables OEMs to deliver the next-gen rail technologies like train control management system, train collision assistance systems, grade of automation 1 to 4, and even predictive maintenance. Besides all the operational communication required, there's also an increase in demand for passenger services like web browsing, streaming services, retail options, more office or video conferences during travel. nVent SCHROFF ensures that the on-travel connectivity for passengers by enclosing onboard electronics, which allows passengers to use Wi-Fi on the train. In order to assess train security issues, IEC standardization work groups are actively engaged in assessing cybersecurity risks and to provide efficient security guidelines and countermeasures. nVent SCHROFF works with such OEMs to deliver rail-compliant physical access and cybersecurity equipped electronics enclosures. And finally, the drive towards greener transport with more efficient energy sources like cooling solutions, etc. SCHROFF helps OEMs plug in batteries with existing rolling stock, provide heat modulation consultancy to identify better cooling methods, and provide multiple cooling solutions, maybe fans, heat exchangers, or ACs. All these trends are achievable through more electronic communication, which in turn is possible with a shift from 2G to 4G and 5G. This means more electronics on the train, in the shed, in the train control system, which communicate with each other reliably and continuously. nVent SCHROFF ensures that the rail network operators can add more sensitive high-performance electronics to their infrastructure. nVent enclosures provide efficient cooling solutions for longer life of electronic components, excellent EMC for reliable radio communication, and top-class shock and vibe durability to prevent electronics from being damaged in harsh conditions. Additionally, nVent differentiates itself from its competitors with its excellence in retrofitting electronics. Enclosures are made such that it allows rail network operators to shift to the next-gen technology without pruning or leaving out the existing infrastructure, rather modifying the existing infrastructure with limited investment and low TOCP. We start with the first trend that we saw on the previous slide, the train control management system and train collision assistance systems. The TCMS is suitable for high-speed rail, commuter trains, EMUs, metros, and all LRVs. TCMS and TCAS is designed with unique software, hardware, and algorithm, which leads to a high degree of safety. Applications would include the vehicle control unit, which includes the remote input-output module and the communication control unit. As a brain of the train, CCU and VCU modes, TCMS provides central control of the train by coordinating emergency, braking, traction, power, door control, light control, HVAC, passenger information, and in-vehicle and inter-vehicle communication systems. As I had mentioned, we'd look at the Varus swing frame rack. The application, in this case, what was required was a train control unit located in the driver's cabinet. The challenge was accessibility to electronics while keeping the cabin walkway free, thus minimizing the footprint on the electronics cabinet while allowing easy access to the panels inside. We had provided the swing frame electronics cabinet that you can see on your screen that allows not only the frame being used with the maximum amount of electronics, but also the rear panel being used to plug in more electronics on the mounting plates, and additionally use the minimum amount of space to keep the walkway free. Similarly, you see the next application, which is the vehicle onboard computer. The challenge was they needed a solution that can be easily shipped globally and efficiently assembled in confined spaces and found on board a train. The challenge ideally was also to house new CBTC technology on existing infrastructure systems with limited onboard space. It should have been stackable horizontally or vertically based on requirement. And that's the reason we provide our onboard rack and the Europack Pro. The onboard rack is a stainless steel bolted or welded structure which can be shipped globally and can be assembled within confined spaces. And the Europack Pro is a very sturdy subrack which is certified by multiple EN and IEC standards, very railway compliant, with EN 45545 compliance even for its guide rails, shock and vibe proof, EMC compliant, etc. And finally, we see the track quality measurements solution that we have provided to our OEMs. The challenge there was an enclosure which holds very sensitive electronics, but with the capacity to withstand harsh conditions found mounted beneath the train. And that's the reason we have provided the nVent SCHROFF rugged condition-cooled enclosure in these cases. As you see, nVent modular platforms allow the design engineers to modify our standard products to meet the TCMS and TCAS applications. The next slide is about connectivity for commuting passengers and how nVent supports the evolution from 2G to 4G and 5G, or rather from the WiMAX structures to the currently now used GSM-R structures to the futuristic LTE-R and 5G M-based signaling and communication applications. We know that the train in itself is a metal body, a Faraday's cage, and not allowing radio signals to penetrate and thus reach the passengers. And hence the train has a repeater, a server, the repeater, which receives the mobile radio signals and repeats or floods it within the train for its passengers. This allows the passengers to use the normal GSM signals. There's an antenna for Wi-Fi system which bundles all the data and signals and delivers to the access point for Wi-Fi. This allows customers to use the train Wi-Fi during travel. All these systems are created by OEMs with nVent SCHROFF enclosures. We'll have a look at how these products look and what these products achieve for OEMs to move from legacy railways to the next-gen railways. In Europe, the train control management system used today is, or the train management system is used today is the ERTMS, European Train Management System. ERTMS is a combination of two elements: a radio bearer service and ETCS, or the European Train Control System, supporting different levels of 1 to 3 level of automation. The radio bearer service used for ERTMS today is a global system for mobile communication, which we also call GSM-R, which is used for operational communication. Besides operational communication requirements, we have increasing demand for passenger services like web browsing, streaming services, mobile, office and video conferences during travel. Passengers expect an experience that feels more like home while traveling on the train, which would consume data in the gigabit range. Ensuring an environment which is free from harmful electromagnetic interference inside and outside the train will be an additional challenge, in particular when similar technologies are used in adjacent frequencies. nVent SCHROFF delivers enclosures for sensitive and high-performance electronics to enable the connectivity during travel. We've seen this interscale before. To enclose repeaters, mini servers, access points for Wi-Fi, nVent SCHROFF delivers extremely customizable interscale solution with multiple cutouts and an easy way to plug in your motherboards. Europack Pro is a preferred subrack for all train control management systems like CCU, the central control unit, the RIOM, the remote input-output module, and the vehicle control unit, the VCU, which manages multiple things like the door control system, train-to-track transmission, balise transmission, HVAC management, etc. The Europack Pro is an electromagnetic compliant, shock and vibe compliant, and low smoke, zero halogen compliant enclosure. The OEMs also choose the onboard rack that you can see on your screen for its retrofitability, easy installation within confined spaces, horizontal and vertical stackability. It's widely used to house CBTC applications in vehicle onboard computers. We've seen the railway SCADA solutions on our virtual system. The railway systems are a large and complex network. When an error occurs, a defect in the track or an overheated generator or damaged microwave transmitter, the entire composite railway network is affected. The potential is to have endangered lives and millions in downtime costs, repairs, fines, lawsuits, and hence we have the supervisory control and data acquisition, which we all call SCADA systems, which allow remote monitoring and control systems, which provide visibility of future in complex systems. nVent SCHROFF Varsa platform provides packaging to delicate and precise electronics used for such SCADA solutions or interlocking solutions, placed within the control room or in the shed or in the bungalows. We have finally the vandalism-proof RC2 railway certified outdoor modular cabinet with multiple applications like freestanding railway crossing enclosure, traveling information storage and transfer, automatic equipment identifier, acoustic sensor, axle counter, zone counters, etc. And obviously we have our wall-mounted enclosures, which have also been used in multiple applications like radio access points for fiber splicing, wayside radio, internal communication for passengers, etc. And mind you, all the products that we provide are rail certified, conform to the norms provided by ORIMA and CENELEC. And finally, with the condensation of TCMS, TCAS, and passenger on-travel connectivity, we see the trend moving from GOA1 to GOA4. GOA4 allows for a significant cost improvement for all our network operators. We see that the GOA4 applications can provide 45% reduction in energy consumption. It provides more punctuality depending upon whether it's a suburban line or a main line, up to 23% increase in punctuality and up to 50% higher capacity. That means our network operators can move their passengers from A to B, earn ticket revenue while they're saving on costs. And that's the reason we have forecasts based on confirmed projects that by 2028, there'll be approximately 3,800 kilometers of automated metro lines in operation. On the bottom, you see the movement from grade of automation 1 to grade of automation 4, maybe for train operation, driving the train, door movements, or even in the events of disruption, we're moving from a driver managed or an attendant managed solution to a fully unattended and automatic solution. And nVent SCHROFF is providing the enclosures for the sensitive electronics, as we have seen in the previous slides, to make sure that the OEMs can achieve the shift from legacy railways to next-gen railways. Thank you. And I'd like to invite the questions from our viewers, our attendees. Hope you've liked the slides that I could present to you, and I'd like to hear more from you regarding the trends and how you see the market moving forward. Thank you.